Hello children, good morning. Welcome back to our classes once again. Children, these days the cases for COVID-19 are increasing, so we need to take care of few things like wash your hands continuously, maintain physical distance and also wear a mask. Keep all these things in your mind to stay safe and healthy. You will also be fit and fine, your families will also be fit and fine, and the people around you also be safe in this way. So take care of all these things if you want to be fit and fine. Okay. So children, let's resume our classes back. Start our next topic from the lesson work and energy. I think after this one more topic is there, power. Today I am going to finish this topic, that is law of conservation of energy. Before this there is one more topic in the book, that is different forms of is energy. Different forms of energy are different form of energies interconvertible? Does or do the different forms of energy change from one to another? So we are going to do that. Yes, the different forms of energies changes from one form to another. For example, solar energy, or you can say the hydro energy, the water stored in a dam. That water has contained hydro energy, and when that is used to produce the electricity, that gets changed into electric energy. So there, for another example, when you light a bulb or a tube light, you can see, or you can say, the electric energy has got converted into heat energy and light energy. So different forms of energy are interconvertible. They can be changed from one form to another. So let's start. So on seeing this, we can formulate one law about the energy. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. It is not like that you are producing energy. You cannot produce energy. Energy source, sun is the ultimate source of energy. That energy of the sun is used to convert into different types of energies. Like electric energy, that also gets converted into different forms of energies. So energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. So this is our law of conservation of energy, which is our today's topic. So children, it's quite important, this derivation, how we prove that different forms of energies are interconvertible, that we are going to prove here in this. And this is law of conservation of energy, which will also help us to find out that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. So this is, I have written the statement for law of conservation of energy till here. Now I will see. In this case, I will show you, I have taken a freely falling body. I have taken a ball which I have placed at a certain height h, which is at place A, at point A. Okay, so this is lying at a place A. I have taken a ball. In this case, you will notice that when we drop that ball, during that free fall, no other force is acting in this case except the free fall, the gravitational pull of the earth. Okay, in this case we consider that there is no air resistance, no frictional force is there. Okay, so this is freely falling body. A body is said to be falling freely, which fall towards the earth only under the influence of gravitational pull of the earth. No other force acts on it. So in this case we have taken a ball which is falling freely. In this case you will notice that whatever the energy was here in the ball, the same energy is there in the ball throughout its fall, and when it reaches the ground, then also it will have the same amount of energy. During the free fall, the ball is going to have the same amount of energy. It will transform from one form to another. Definitely it will transform from one form to another, but the sum of the total energy will remain same. This is called a law of conservation of energy. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. This is what we are going to learn today. So let's start. In case of a freely falling body, as I have already told you, I have taken a ball as a freely falling body which I have placed at point A. It's lying over there, children. In case one, okay, so let me give you different terms. At point A, this is the total height of the ball from the ground. AB, that is equals to h. Now, suppose I want to note down the energy in the ball at any point during its free fall, suppose I consider at point C, what is the total sum of the energy? I want to note down. So what will I do? What I have done, I have taken at point C, when the ball is falling and it has reached at point C, the total distance covered by the ball is AC, which is equal to S, distance from A to C, S. Now from C to B, distance is H minus S. Sorry, I have not written, that is H minus S from C to B. Now, initial velocity as the ball is lying over there, initial velocity is 0. When the ball has reached here, its velocity is V1. When the ball has reached at point B, just before touching the ground, just a fraction of second before touching the ground, its velocity is V. It has not come to at rest yet. Okay, just before touching the ground, its velocity at point B is V. And initial velocity U, that is 0. So let us consider at point, we will note down now what is the total sum of the energy at point A, what is the total sum of the energy at point C, and what is the sum of the energy at point B. If at these 3 points the total energy is same, that means during the free fall energy is not being created, it's neither created nor being destroyed, it has only changed from one form to another. When the ball is lying here, it possesses potential energy. When it has started moving, it has gained some motion, it has come into speed, then the potential energy has changed into kinetic energy, and during this free fall, continuously the potential energy will keep on changing into total kinetic energy until it falls to the ground. Again the kinetic energy will change into potential energy until it comes to rest. So let's start at point A. But in this case, we are going to find out the mechanical energy, which is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. At point A, the point potential energy, PE I have written, is equals to mgh. Why mgh? Mass is m, g is acceleration due to gravity, and h is the height. At point A, what is the height? H. So potential energy is H, mgh. Kinetic energy at this point A is 0. Why it is 0? Because at this point initial velocity is 0. So half mv square is the formula. U is 0, that is half mv square. Instead of v square I have directly put 0, that is 0. So what is the total mechanical energy at point A? Total mechanical energy at point A is equals to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Potential energy is mgh and kinetic energy is 0, that is equals to mgh. Now total energy at this point is mgh. Now ball has covered certain distance, that is S. Now it has reached at point C. At point C, what is the potential energy? Potential energy, again the formula mgh. But in this case, what is the height now? The ball has come to this point. Now what is its height? It has covered a distance S. Mind it children, this is not the height, this is the distance covered by the ball. Now ball has come to this point. Ball has reached at this point. Now what is the height of the ball from the ground? Height is always seen from the ground, not above to down. It is from down to up. Height is like this. So earlier it was h, now it has covered to distance s, it has come to this point. Now what will be its height? Its height will be h minus, total is h minus s will be the height of the body at this point. Now mg, in place of h I am going to put the formula h minus s. Value of height is h minus s. When I split the bracket, I get mgh minus mgs. This is the potential energy at point C. Earlier the potential energy at point A was mgh. Now you can see the potential energy at this point is mgh minus mgs, means certain value has reduced from this. Now where this value which has gone out of this, where it has gone? It has gone to kinetic, it has changed into kinetic energy. Now what is the kinetic energy at this point C? The kinetic energy formula is, we know, half mv square. Now how to get the formula of V? Here the V was 0. Initial velocity 0, so we have directly put 0. Now what will be the value of this V1 at the point C? For that we are going to use the formula, third equation of motion, V square minus U square is equals to 2gs. Why G not A? Because this is a vertical motion. In case of vertical motion we do not use the word A, we use the word G. V square minus U square, you know U is 0, is equals to 2gs. So value of V square is, V1 square is 2gs. Now put the value of this V1 square in this formula, in kinetic energy formula, we get half m 2gs. half m 2gs, 2 will be cancelled. So this is mgs. Now whatever the potential energy was we were minusing, the amount of potential energy which we were minusing, that is equal to the total kinetic energy. So that means the potential energy which has gone or transformed or missed out of the total potential energy, that missed out portion has gained or transformed in kinetic energy. So mechanical energy at point C, Ke plus P is the formula, kinetic energy is mgs, and what is the formula of potential energy which we got here? Mgh minus mgs. Value I need to say. Mgs plus mgs minus will be cancelled, the answer is mgh. Again, so you see mechanical energy at point C, mechanical energy at point A, mgh, here also it is mgh, you can see. Here also the total energy at point C is mgh, though it has changed from potential to kinetic, but the sum of the total energy is always same, that is mgh. Now at point B, just before touching the ground, children mind it, if you will write that at point B, you have to write along with that just before touching the ground, because if you won't write this at point B, the value of V will be 0. If it comes to ground and comes to rest, it will be 0. So we cannot do that. So we have to write these words along with that at point B just before touching the ground. As I have written here, at point B, just before touching the ground. Potential energy at this point, mg into height. Height at this point is 0. Just before, few millimeters, you can say it can be negligible, which we consider as 0. So 0. Height is 0. So what is the value of potential? Total potential energy has transformed into total kinetic energy. Now what will be the value of kinetic energy? Kinetic energy formula we know, half mv square. Now what will be the value of this V? Same third equation of motion we are going to find out. V square is equals to 2gh. By putting the value of V square in equation 2, half m 2gh, 2 cancel mgh. Now you have seen the kinetic energy is equals to mgh. Mechanical energy at point C is equals to Ke plus Pe. Value of Ke is mgh, value of Pe is 0, that is mgh. Now you have seen again mechanical energy at point C is mgh. At this point also the energy, the actual, the total sum of all the energies is mgh. You have seen during the free fall, one form of energy has transformed into another form, but the sum of total energy is always same, that is mgh. This is called, children, law of conservation of energy. I hope it is clear. Go through this video again and again. You have to prove it like this. It is quite important. Once like your final exam will be subjective. So in those papers we are going to give you all these type of questions. Derivation of kinetic energy, law of conservation of momentum, law of conservation of energy. All these derivations will be given to you in your final exam. So do not skip this part. Please prepare it well. Okay children, thank you.